Take a deep breath in through your nose. Slowly let it out. Let your body relax down. You don't need to go into a very deep state of trance, just a light state of concentrated relaxation. Where you feel comfortable, you're slowly breathing in and out, enjoying being in the moment, enjoying breathing steadily, listening to the sound of my voice. You don't have to close your eyes. It can help you to concentrate if you want to. Begin thinking about the ways in which it can be useful for you to become more forgiving around the issue of being deceived. If you knew what you know now, then, back in the past, you would have done something differently, but you didn't know. And it's okay for you to say now, inside of your own mind, if I knew then what I know now, I would have made a different choice. I think it's easy to forgive oneself for not knowing. As far as I'm aware, not knowing is not a crime. It's not a moral defect. There are things that you know now that you did not know then. So you can afford to be very forgiving of yourself around this issue using that logic. Become more forgiving now towards yourself. Not just on this issue, but on all issues. This doesn't mean that you're going to become a weak, self-indulgent person that never holds yourself to account. Far from it, you're going to become stronger, more boundaried, and more capable of thinking and acting and feeling with clarity through the forgiveness, through applying forgiveness of yourself, through applying forgiveness to the fact that you're fallible and saying, okay, I made a mistake. Humans make mistakes, and that's okay. And I can forgive myself for doing that now, in the same way I would forgive a friend if they were telling me their story, or the same way that I would guide a client to forgive themselves if I was a therapist. There was something that was offered to you overtly, and something that was offered to you that was implied. You were permitted to believe that you would be given a certain thing in exchange for your time, your energy, your attention, your love and your care. But you were lied to, and you did not know then what you know now. And that is okay. Take another deep breath. In through your nose, slowly let it out. And as you slowly let it out, think to yourself, I can learn to be more forgiving towards myself now. People make mistakes. Life moves on. Holding on to these mistakes, beating ourselves up, feeling massive amounts of resentment towards ourselves, towards others, is burdensome. It's easier, more pleasant, lighter, brighter, and more energetic when we simply forgive ourselves and move on. Humility is important here. It's hard to admit sometimes that we were wrong, but being very self-forgiving allows for flexibility, and being very humble also allows us to escape the rigidity that holds the pain in place. Accept becoming more humble now in the face of these mistakes, and being good-natured about it, having a sense of humour and going, oh, that wasn't very clever, was it? I probably wasn't being very adult and very switched on when I made that decision, was I? And that's okay. We all make mistakes, and in humility we can find the ability to be even more kind and forgiving towards ourselves, even as we choose to have stronger boundaries and hold ourselves to a higher standard in the future, right now, in order to receive that healing, that therapeutic process. It's important to be humble and to be self-forgiving and say, okay, I made a mistake. I wouldn't do that again. With all the information and all the knowledge that I have now, I can 100% guarantee I wouldn't make that same mistake again. You can say that inside of your mind now. In all humility, I can forgive myself for the mistakes I made, even as I become more resolute that I will never make these same mistakes again. Flexibility is important. It's called neuroplasticity, where we allow our brains to become more flexible and to adapt to pain, to change, to trauma, to new situations and events that we weren't prepared for in life. These are the things that we usually describe as being traumatic. The things that we weren't prepared for, the things that we didn't know about, the things that we weren't aware could even happen. So being flexible, being very neuroplastic is useful. Self-forgiveness and humility allows us to bypass the ego's rigidity, so we become softer, more flexible, more stretchable, and more plastic, and we can find new ways intelligently in the future to get these things done if we are being kind and if we are being good-natured and good-humoured with ourselves, curious, patient, calm, and resolute at the same time. It's yin and yang, it's balance. So we have to stretch into becoming more calm, more forgiving, more kind, more flexible, more humble into our yin. And then we have to stretch into becoming more decisive, more boundaried, and acting with greater clarity. And perhaps even some more inhibition in the future. That's yin and yang, it's integration, that's strength. But it's moving, it's fluid, it's mobile. And so, as we become more self-forgiving and more humble, we can begin to see the ways in which we can get past this. And we can allow the past to slide away into the past. And to grieve, and to permit ourselves to grieve, to permit ourselves to feel sad. The ego is strong and rigid and fights the pain that we've experienced. It wants to fight the person that hurt us and show them, okay, well now it's strong and you've erected your defences and they are very erect and very rigid, and then you don't move because you're stuck. That's yang, that's staying stuck in yang. We need to go back into yin as much as we need our yang. And so become soft, become flexible, and allow these things to move inside of yourself. Your body and brain know what they're doing. Your ability to heal is powerful. You simply need to get out of the way. In a moment, I'm going to ask you to open your eyes and to switch back on, to go back about your normal day. I would prefer it if you were happier, more energetic, more cheerful, smiling more, dancing more, moving more as you get on with the rest of your day. Take another deep breath in through your nose. Slowly let it out. And remember, it's time now to be more forgiving towards yourself, to be humble, to be flexible, to be plastic, and to move forward, allowing yourself to learn these lessons, to let go of the past and to move forward into a new future that you're creating now. When you're ready, open your eyes, wiggle your fingers, come back into the room, normal waking conscious awareness. Enjoy the rest of your day.